Mr. Speaker, I'd like to speak on another subject for a short moment, which I believe the camera relates to this. For the people listening to this great display of legislative action on the House floor, we'd like to remind them, Little Red Riding Hood, do not go to sleep. Just because the prices of gas have been dropping at the pumps, do not be lured into the idea that everything's going to be okay. Because I've watched this now in my 40 years here go up and down, and every time we start to do something, start moving forward for self-dependency on our fossil fuels, those that are providing us the fuel from overseas that cost a great bloodshed and a cut of dollars, they take and drop their prices. When doing so, we start getting lulled back to sleep. And we don't do anything, and then they'll jack the prices up again, and the whole economy will not recover. So I'm asking the public to understand one thing. Do not go to sleep. Just because you go up to the pump station now and put that now, and says, oh, my, gas is only $3.60 when it was $4.15 and headed to $5. Watch it very closely, ladies and gentlemen. Watch this, everybody on the floor of this House, because you are going to sleep. Oh, everything's fine and dandy. We do not have to worry about this anymore. Our good friends in the Middle East will take care of us. And yes, a good friend in Venezuela, Hugo Valdez. Think about this a moment, ladies and gentlemen. We're just where we were back in 1973 when we passed the Trans-Alaskan Pipeline. We had an embargo. People were lined up to buy the gasoline. Lined up and actually shooting at one another because it was, at that time, 36 cents a gallon. And we built the Trans-Alaskan Pipeline, and we lowered that price very rapidly. As it went down, the economy came back, and people weren't shooting anyone more. They were doing, in fact, one thing that we need to do today. That is the reality that we must start producing our own fossil fuels. Yes, fossil fuels, not wind power, not solar power. Yes, they're good. But fossil fuels that move objects. Everybody listening to this show today, keep in mind, every time you get in that car, you're moving weight. Every truck that delivers a product to the grocery store and to any place you buy is moved by fossil fuels. Not just made by fossil fuels, moved by fossil fuels. The trains, the planes, the ships, and yes, the automobile. We spent, or will spend this year, close to $300 billion buying fossil fuels from people who do not like us. Do not even tolerate us most of the time, would like to kill us every time. And why this Congress, why the administration, yes, the previous administrations, no one's innocent in this project, will not set forth an energy policy. It doesn't involve just wind power and sun power, but involves all the powers that we have to produce energy for the people of America. The coal, yes, we're going to burn cheap coal. It can be burned and should be burned. But most of all, the oil which we're still importing from abroad. That's what we have to do. So I ask you, don't go to sleep, ladies and gentlemen, because the persons that raise the price of oil are there, and they will do it again. And this Congress will say, oh, we've got to do something. We'll have to do something. And by the time the prices go so high it affects our economy, it will start going back down when we try to do something. I'm saying under the leadership on this side of the aisle, we have an energy package. It's been sent over to the other body. I know I'm not supposed to mention that other body. In fact, I'm not. It's the other body. It has not passed any energy legislation. We've done it on the House side numerous times, not just this year and last year, even some of the years before. We have passed energy legislation. But it's time for this Congress, a reflection of the American people, to rise up and say, we are going to do something so those people that have been hurting us all these years, $4 trillion worth of oil has been spent in the last 14 years overseas. Trillion, ladies and gentlemen, that was equal to the national debt. But take $4 trillion off the existing debt. So see where we would be today. We wouldn't have the unemployment rate. The president wouldn't have to say, well, it's getting a little better. The economy is better than it was, they say. But it all relates back to cheap energy. Energy that can be afforded by the working class people of America. The working class people of America, not the rich that can afford it, the working class to provide the economy to this machine that we have called a democracy. So I'm asking the American public and this body to wake up. Wake up and let's do what's right. Wake up the other body and do what is right for the future of this nation.